First Alert 5 weather.
Welcome back. Meteorologist Casey Doyle here tonight. This is from our Pueblo studios looking off to the northwest. Very gusty wind at this hour is making its way in from the Pikes region. Here's a look at studio up in Rock Rim, and you can see these very cloud bases. We've been tracking strong thunderstorms. We had a weak boundary make it in from the plains to the mountains, working west this afternoon, and that sparked off all of this activity. We had several thunderstorm warnings earlier, which all generally hail around a quarter in some wind gusts. But as these storms continue to slowly move to the south, the strong wind is still with them. They're not quite as strong as before. 40-mile-per-hour with these storms, and they're moving very slowly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So I don't expect them to make it into Pueblo until around 8 p.m. tonight, even though you're already seeing the wind out ahead of this line of storms. We also have storms further up to the north. Those should continue off to the southeast for the next few hours. So as we put Futurecast into motion here, as I just mentioned, 8 p.m. tonight, that's when I think those storms are going to move into the Pueblo area. Then around 9 p.m. they should make it into Walsenburg. Then they'll start to weaken as they continue off to the east, and your skies should start to clear out by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Eventually we'll see mainly clear skies overnight, and it will be a fairly mild evening as well, with our temperatures generally in the 40s and 50s. Right now, though, we're significantly warmer than we were at this time yesterday. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. That's a solid 20 to 25 degree warm up from the 50s and 60s you saw at this time yesterday. Even over our higher terrain where we've seen the rain, 61 in Monument right now, 57 in Woodland Park. Certainly fairly cool, but still warmer than we were at this time yesterday, and low 80s on the eastern plains. And tonight, again, will be fairly mild under those clear skies, upper 40s to lower 50s for your lows. It'll be a fairly nice morning if you plan to get outside early for a walk. For the rest of tonight, across the state, we'll see skies clearing out. Tomorrow morning will be mainly clear unless you're heading up on Saturday morning toward the Fort Collins area. You could see a weak shower in the morning there. Then in the afternoon, I'm tracking some isolated moisture that mainly hangs out in the central mountains during the daytime. So if you've got hiking plans on Saturday, you should be off any higher summit by noon. But other than that, we're really going to see a quieter day than what you've seen today across southern Colorado, with mainly clear skies and warmer temperatures. A couple of these storms could work off of the mountains in the late afternoon between around 4 and 6 p.m., but it's going to be very, very spotty and isolated. Most of us will not see a storm on Saturday. It's a similar pattern on Sunday. We've got a little bit more upper level energy in place. That means more storm coverage in the mountains and a couple more storms working off into the I-25 corridor in the afternoon, also between 4 and 6 p.m., but also still fairly isolated in coverage once again. The other thing you'll notice this weekend are our temperatures. They're going to be significantly warmer than what you've seen the last several days. High pressure building into the area. 80s for a lot of us on the I-25 corridor, 70s up in the mountains. And we are tracking a return to a more unsettled pattern as we head into the beginning of next week, particularly on Tuesday and Wednesday, both of which could see several rounds of showers and storms. That's because we're going to track a lot more upper level energy moving in, particularly on Monday afternoon with this system, and then again on Tuesday morning, and then Wednesday with this next system moving in. So we won't have energy this weekend for storms, but that returns next week. So if you can get outside this weekend and you avoid the isolated potential, that's going to be your best bet for outdoor activities. Now on your super forecast, we do have better chances for storms early next week. That also means our temperatures drop below average as a cold front moves in Monday night. Tuesday only reaching the mid 60s, and chances for showers in the morning and storms in the afternoon. Benefit moisture after already seeing a very wet month in May. Pueblo, you'll be in the 80s and dry this weekend. You could hit 90 on Sunday if you get a little bit more sunshine than I'm currently thinking. Either way, a fairly nice weekend. Best chances for storms next week between Monday and Wednesday. Canyon City, for you this weekend, only an isolated chance for storms. Good chances Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures back into the 70s and 80s by the next week. Finally, Woodland Park, you have daily chances for showers and storms throughout the weekend, but your best chance will be on Tuesday morning and afternoon.